What's cracking, y'all? It's your boy Futuristic back with another video on IndieAmplify. You see the mother freaking drip. If you need you some gear, make sure you go to IndieAmplify.com for merch and all sorts of other things. You already know the drill. Today, I want to talk about building your team with a small budget. Bang! Alright, so if you are an artist, there are a ton of members of your team that you need to have, right? And depending on how talented people are and depending on how hard people work, you could build your team with the smallest amount of members as possible. So if you're recording, obviously you're going to need an engineer, you're going to need a studio. You're going to need graphics for your cover art, for everything that you're posting online. You're going to need a graphic designer. You're going to need a photographer / videographer. You are going to need a marketing team, and you are going to need PR. So in this video, I'm going to break down easy ways that you can incentivize people that believe in you to be on your team and how to efficiently use all these pieces. So I want to go out there and say, first and foremost, the more you can do yourself, the better off you are. If you can engineer, edit your own videos, do graphic design, record yourself, if you have the hours in the day to reach out to people, you potentially could fill most of these positions yourself. And that's what you normally have to do when you're first starting out as an artist, so that you can save as much money as possible and put that into the marketing. If you do not have these skills yet, A, you should be learning them from the people that you're hiring, and B, you should be finding people that believe in you so much that they're willing to do these jobs for a percentage of what you do. With DistroKid, you can now upload your music and set people up as team members. So one thing that I encourage young artists to do that don't have a big budget is to have every member of your team sign up to DistroKid. If somebody believes in you, they believe that what you're doing is going to eventually make them money, right? So instead of paying an engineer $100 up front, paying for a studio time, paying for a videographer, paying for a graphic designer, you could simply incentivize people by giving them a percentage of your songs. For example, you do a song, the guy who mixes it, who engineers it, you can give him 5%. The guy who does graphic design, and maybe he does photo, does video, those are three different things, so maybe you give him 15%. Obviously, you got to break off the producer, give them a percentage, and then let's just say that you have somebody who is constantly reaching out or playing the PR role for you, trying to get you on new platforms, new blogs, new things like that. You could give them a small percent. So at the end of the day, you're not coming out of pocket from paying these people. You are incentivizing these people to work with you and grow with you, which in the long run could make them more money than what you're paying them right now. Another thing that you could do is collaboration with people. For example, if you are working with a videographer and that videographer is trying to build their YouTube channel, you could let them post the videos on their YouTube channel. If you are working with somebody who does multiple things, and maybe they're even willing to invest and help you pay for things, you could split royalties 50-50. These are the two ways that I came up and never had to really spend any money on my own career. I was able to use Jacob Owens, and we went 50-50. He shot all my videos for free, but then he would put them on his YouTube channel, and he was collecting the monetization for it. And then I had my producer, who also was my engineer, who had the studio, who also did marketing and all the uploading and kind of management tasks in the beginning, was AKT Action. So we split everything 50-50 because he was putting in half of the money as well. So these are two ways that you could kind of think outside of the box to work with people in a new structure and build your team off of little money. Now, I will say, if you have money to spend, a lot of times it could be better to pay these people depending on what you're getting and what you're raking in. For example, I've purchased a lot of beats, and from purchasing beats and not necessarily giving them a big percentage of the song, I got to keep more money on the back end. For example, the producer that made the beat Epiphany charged me $800 for that beat. That song now has 55 million streams on Spotify, I believe 40 million streams on Apple Music. Just a ton of revenue has been generated from this song. If that producer would have decided to take a percentage and me not pay him, he would have made a lot more in the back end. But instead, I paid him up front and I kept more of the bread in the back end. Everything that you do, you got to think about how something is going to work, how big you plan on this thing being, and incentivize people and work with people for what's best for you and what's best for them. Sometimes you're going to lose more in the front, sometimes you're going to lose more in the back. Sometimes it's gonna pay out great for them. Sometimes they're kind of doing work for the love and the support of you. So you gotta really balance those two things, but building a small team off of incentivizing people that believe in you is always the best scenario. I hope that this video helps you when you are working to build your team in the future or right now, and it opens up your mind to think of the different possibilities on how you could work with the people that believe in you. It's your boy Futuristic once again. Make sure you go to IndieAmplify.com for all your music industry services. You see the drip, you know the site. I'll see y'all next time. Sheesh!